If you're looking for a live action Korean Akira, then Seobok Project Clone might just be for you. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm going to quickly review Seobok Project Clone, which is out on Blu-ray, DVD, and digital on February 15, 2022. It came out last week. I'm a little behind, but I'm going to tell you about this film. So the film came out from Welga USA, and on the Blu-ray release, the new release, it has a new English dub. Now I watched it in Korean with English subtitles, but this is just a new thing because if you don't want to watch a foreign movie, you want to watch it in English, it now has a dub for you. So I'm going to tell you a little about the film, a few things I liked, a few things I didn't like. There will not be many spoilers, although I will talk about things like general tone of things. So if you don't want to know anything about the film, turn this off right now. I'm not going to have like crazy spoilers, but first off, my hot take is I think you should rent this. I thought that this was a solid action flick, and it felt like a kind of a live action type of Akira movie. It had a lot of the similar ideas in there, but it felt like a little toned down in the ending. Like it didn't go to the heights that I was kind of expecting given what the buildup was like. It kind of felt like the ending was a little bit of a letdown. But overall, it was a fun journey. It had some good action. It had some good effects. So overall, I think it's a rental. Now in Seobok Project Clone, you have a special agent who is called in on a secret mission to escort the world's first human clone, who has also apparently superpowers, like super mental powers, kind of like Akira. So he has to safely escort this clone to a lab because his body might hold the secret to defeating death itself. But as you can imagine, things don't go great. As he gets closer and as some things start to spiral out of control, the agent has to make a difficult choice. So things I liked about this movie. The first is the dynamic between the main cop, who's played by GONG Yoo, who was in Train to Busan, and the clone, who's played by Park Bo-gum. I liked that they were very different. Like it was kind of fun. It set clone up as this like character that knew absolutely nothing about the world, because he didn't. He was born in a laboratory. He didn't know anything about interactions or people. And so you see him start to kind of learn about the world, sometimes a little bit silly and it feels a little bit forced, but overall it's interesting because you see like things that he has never appreciated because he was born in a laboratory, like noodles. Like he tries noodles for the first time. He doesn't know how to eat them. He doesn't know how to use chopsticks. Like things like that are fun. And also he doesn't really know human interaction because he hasn't really interacted with anyone other than one person at the lab. So kind of his mannerisms are weird. He doesn't know anything about clothing. It's kind of fun to see the two of them interact and to see them kind of learn from each other throughout the film. I would say it's like a buddy comedy, but it's not really much of a comedy, and they're not really great buddies. But overall, you can think of it as that type of a vibe. The second thing I really liked is the effects. Like the film has some hit or miss special effects, but when they hit, they're pretty good. Like you got some interesting things, especially when the clone starts to use his powers. You get some pretty interesting interactions, some pretty big kind of special effects events that happen. The third thing I liked is the action, and this is kind of more along the lines when the clone doesn't use his powers, when mostly GONG Yoo, but sometimes the clone, are forced to kind of go into hand-to-hand combat, because you do have some pretty good choreographed action as well. Not as much as I was kind of hoping. I was expecting to have more, but when they do happen, they're pretty fun to watch. And the last thing I liked is the music. The music is really strong in this, and it does a really good job of setting the stage and kind of contributing to the overall feeling of it, especially in some of the big set pieces that happen later on. Things I didn't love as much. Some of the CGI, like I said, the film has some good effects, but it also has some bad effects. And the effects are more often than not good, and they more often than not hit. But when they miss pretty poorly. And there's some sequences that I was kind of surprised at, given that a lot of the other scenes have pretty good overall special effects. So again, it's kind of a mixed bag. And when they don't hit, when they miss pretty badly. And the last thing I didn't love is that I feel like the film didn't go far enough. I was expecting it to go a little bit crazier. Maybe it's because I was just expecting this to be a live action Akira. And a lot of times it is like that. But I was expecting more. I was expecting the effects to go crazier. I was expecting the clone to like have to, go Super Saiyan. I don't know, like something like that. And I was a little bit let down by the overall. And I think it was it wasn't a bad ending. It just wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be. And that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. But overall, Seobok Project Clone it's a good movie. It's entertaining. You should definitely rent it, check it out, have a fun night, kind of see these weird interactions and some of the cool effects in action. And overall, I think you'll enjoy it. So that's Seobok Project Clone. It's out on Blu-ray, digital, and DVD on February 15, 2022. You can check it out in either Korean or in English now. And thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.